Well, 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 Dead Cells is back. Of course, the reason it went away for so long was because of Elden Ring, which I think you can understand that game is big and difficult. But hey, now that we're back here, we're going to start out with a requested run. Somebody wanted me to take another look at one of the two-handed crossbows that has been changed up since the last time that I did the showcase of this item. The heavy crossbow. Great, great, great item. I am going to kind of miss having a shield using this, though. But aside from that, I have also used this in a bunch of casual runs and everything, too. So I can tell you right now that this should be totally fine. Still has the, gravity pull-in type of ability. Still just does a ton of damage and will bypass boss damage caps because it hits multiple times. There's a lot of good stuff with this. The critical that you get for reloading the thing, good? Eh, good, but worth getting rid of a shield? Well, that's up to you to decide. Me, I think that, having a shield is one of the most important parts of survival. That and the very good recovery mutations that you end up getting, so it's not my preferred play style here. That said, I think this should be powerful enough to really make it worthwhile anyway. But then again, we are talking about Dead Cells, so who knows? Who knows? Anyway, back to talking about Elden Ring, because this is in all likelihood going to end up being the Elden Ring episode, as it already has been prior to starting up this recording. Am I right? Okay. But hey, that game is done. Unless people are going to end up making me fight the optional super bosses. But hey, we got several more series to go through before I open up game suggestions again, unless you want to do, what was the other thing? Give me a bunch of subs or something like that. So think carefully. Oh man, I'm not looking forward to having to fight that boss though. If you guys are in fact going to make me do that. It sounds horrible. It sounds truly terrible. Worst in all of the Souls series. Worse than even the Bed of Chaos type of nonsense. I'd rather make you play DMC 3. I mean, DMC 5 is still on the list too to play eventually. It's just my computer can't run it. So, I tried to, but the frame rate, man, it does not work. It does not do good for me. You're the only one bringing up Elden Ring. Oh, don't try to gaslight me here. Don't try to steal my inherited jewels. Okay. Get down. Not you, but you. There we go. At least want to save the the charged up attack for when I can really use it well. Probably better than Lightspeed, I guess. Who knows? Isn't it out for PS4? How many of these? I don't want to buy it again, though. Yeah, it probably is out for PS4, though. I gotta remember that if I have the chance to buy something on PS4, I probably just should. Because that one, at least then I know it will run. Actually, no, give me that. There we go. The old recovery item in the backpack strategy. Now it actually is very much worth taking a Midas Blood mutation to try and get the most out of that. Good, good. I also got Elden Ring today thanks to your streaming. I don't know. For me, I was spending so much time molding there as well as just, I don't know. You got my... there are parts of the games that I wasn't really a huge fan of. You know how it is. Oh, Elden Ring fell 50K short of hitting 1 million concurrent players on Steam. Wow. It is a real juggernaut of a game, isn't it? All right. Anyway, I think it goes without saying that is going to definitely be one of the most talked about games of the year. Anywho. Oh, I didn't get I didn't get the 30 kills because of being hit by a rat or something. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Midas Blood. If I can just recover a whole ton, this means a lot of extra gold over the course of this run now. I'm waiting for that 3D Kirby game. Is there what? Is that the one with the Kirby eating the car or something? Because I didn't actually look too much at that, to be honest. Didn't want to jump directly into the didn't want to jump directly into the spikes there, and that was my own undoing. Whatever. Think of it like this: it's just more money to be getting later. Yes, I know technically this is supposed to be a run based around using the explosive, or not the explosive crossbow, the other crossbow. The other crossbow that is not the explosive one. But this is a very casual type of run, and I think I'll be fine switching out stuff occasionally for a little bit of pickaxe and action. Pickaxe action. There we go. They released a demo for it? Oh, yeah, they usually do that. That's true. That's a common thing for a lot of Nintendo games. Where, oh, come on now. Oh, come on now again. Please. What a horrible series of mistakes on my part. Whatever. The thing is, there's plenty of enemies in this area after all to get a lot of action, healing action out of. Yeah, they did, and it seems pretty good. Doesn't surprise me. Vor game? Yeah, I don't know if you've realized this, but no, no. I'm realizing something right now. I've said this exact same thing on. Yeah, no, I've definitely said this exact same thing on stream before, where Kirby is a Vor game. It is a game about Vor. Go find that VOD or whatever if you want me to continue to express my disbelief about how people did not realize that was a Vor game. I know it exists. Anyway. You didn't say it with a money voice? Is that a voice now? Is that just a dumb way to say money? Anyway. Oh. Close. There and there. Up to 50%, but I want to be up to 100%, you understand? Literally everyone knows that. Well, why would you say Vor game Pog then? I mean, it is the most natural thing to know that Kirby is about Vor. He's some sort of gluttonous creature that cannot be sated no matter how much he eats. Mostly because he just spits everything that he eats out into a star that deals damage to enemies. Okay, well, clearly the healing is not working as well as I want it to. Maybe I should just go back to the other item. 1%, you know how that works? You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. That 1% is sometimes not as much as you want it to be. Okay, hey, thank you, Account Without a Cool Name, for the sub. I love you. There we go. And that's also just really nice by itself. Man, maybe what I should end up doing is just trying to go get a necromancy instead, and just kind of deal with that. That's usually a pretty safe way to end up healing from stuff after all. Doesn't rely on a lot of food. Also, give me 1 second. Damn it! I couldn't mute myself on there because I don't have that attached to a like the hotkey like a lot of other streamers do. Maybe at some point in time I should. So what I tried to do was I tried to like lean over to mute myself on OBS, and it did not work. How very frustrating. Did you like Elden Ring? Well, I've got an entire bit about that. Glad you asked. No, but really. Okay, so let's give the Dr. Inferno Firebird official review of Elden Ring. That's right. You were all looking forward to it, and now it's finally happening. Oh no, we heard him sneeze. Yes, it's very embarrassing. No, but really, it's just like, do you really want to be hearing me sneeze here? So, pretty much, I guess to start with, yeah, it is a Souls game. Do you like Souls games? Well, then you're already well on your way to liking Elden Ring, because not only is it literally like some of the previous games in a lot of ways, you know, hey, I recognize that long sword animation, for example, but it also does, you know, keep the same sort of level of lore, NPC interaction, and level design, bosses, everything that you can possibly imagine. All very much Souls style. The only difference is, of course, that it is, well, an entirely different game just by itself, but also open world. So I would say that if at any point in time when you were playing Dark Souls, or I guess more specifically Dark Souls 3, I don't know if I would necessarily say that the gameplay is that faster, much more punishing version that they've been doing since Dark Souls 3 rather than the original one, which of course is a lot more slower and like armor based, getting your big health bars and high poise and everything like that. That this game, probably for you. Open world even seems pretty good. I like the way that that if you walk in like any one direction, you'll usually find something of interest, whether it's ruins or, you know, an entirely new, different area full of different types of enemies and everything to be finding. Me, I'm not a huge fan of the open world style of gameplay, but even I'll say that there is a lot of stuff to be doing in Elden Ring. It does not feel like you're just kind of walking forward for 5 minutes very often. Very often. Aside from that, though, if I'm going to be a little bit critical about it, then boy, am I. A lot of those open world aspects do sort of feel like they're, you know, maybe slightly better designed versions of the Chalice dungeons from Bloodborne, where you'll kind of go in and through a lot of very copy-paste environments, fight a wildly unimpressive or pretty difficult boss for a spell you might not even be able to use. So, I mean, not everything is quite worth it, but certainly there is a lot of space to explore and it does not feel tremendously empty like some of the other games that I played, for example. So, the other thing is, you know, pretty much the same criticism that I would have with any sort of open world game, where anytime that you see something cool in the background, you have to go find your way around a cliff or something like that, whether it's dropping down from one without dying or trying to figure your way to climb up one. And this happened with Ghost of Tsushima, this happened with Horizon, it happens with every one of these games, except for maybe Final Fantasy 15, seemingly. Where you just spend like 20 minutes trying to figure out how to get to an area. And then Elden Ring, of course, also has the fun thing where sometimes you'll just find out 5 hours later that you can't get there from there, and you need to take a teleport that you'll encounter way later in the game, which I'm kind of like, really? Really? So, you know, that sort of thing would happen. And then, I mean, I guess the other thing than just me not really liking open world games that much is that, boy, I think Elden Ring is just too hard for me. It's just, that game is really, really hard. I ended up spending like, really, I ended up spending like 4 hours on every single one of the bosses, where it's like the first hour is trying to figure out how to dodge them in the first place. Second hour is trying to figure out when I can actually attack them. And then the next 2 hours is trying to execute that in a way where I could actually beat the guy. I mean, it's seemingly in Elden Ring, the usual way that a boss will attack you is by, you know, they'll like swing their weapon left, swing their weapon right, try and jab at you with the weapon, and then they'll jump up in the air, flip around 20 times while slashing at you with gigantic magical versions of their weapons and shooting out projectiles everywhere before they slam back down on the ground and explode. And for me, it's like, and I can get one single hit in when they do the jab attack. Ah, damn it. So, and if I try to attack them at any other point in time during that animation, they will pick me up and tear me in half. I think the thing is that you are very much intended to use a summon, you know, the ashes for most of the fights, because unlike a lot of the other, well, I'll take that. Unlike a lot of the other Souls games, for example, bosses, if you get near them, they'll almost immediately start attacking you after they finish up a set of attacks. Like, usually in Souls games, what would happen is that you just get you dodge an attack, and then you get like a couple seconds where you can retaliate. Not so much in Elden Ring, which makes something of a big difference gameplay-wise. And also the hitboxes are super funky. Yeah, I mean that's something that happens in a lot of the FromSoft games, though, where man the weird fire hitboxes are so frustrating at some points in time in the game. But yeah, it's I don't know. And then when I ended up using Ash, the summon ashes eventually, the game became like almost trivially easy, except for the final boss. For watch the series if you want to see what the final boss is. So yeah, I was sort of in a position where it's like either the game is so incredibly difficult that like I just eventually gave up even trying to not just cheese out bosses, or the game is really easy because you're summoning dudes and you just kind of like go in hoping that the bosses get distracted because they're fighting an enemy that they can't kill in a single combo of hits. I don't know. It So yeah, Elden Ring, definitely a very good game. Not quite for me. I would say it's not going to be my favorite of any one of the FromSoft games, but hey, it is a very, very well-polished, well-made sort of game, at least from what I've seen. I had it crash on me once in the entire 60 hours or something that it took me to go through the game. So, hey, it is. Yeah, there's some good stuff. Not for me though. And that is what I got to say about Elden Ring. Okay. All right. Doc's review of Elden Ring. Do you really want to be hearing me sneeze here? I had a longer shtick to talk about than that. Also, hey, thank you, Dr. Potatoes, for the raid. I love you. Welcome to me talking about Elden Ring and also playing Dead Cells, as you do. The two things that you expect me to do on this channel, I assume. Anyway, Doctor on Doctor action. Truly, we have reached peak streaming. But anyway, Bloodborne is better. I do prefer Bloodborne. Bloodborne does also have its own issues where, it's funny, maybe completely on the opposite end of the spectrum, it sort of does feel like you're just kind of whacking away endlessly at the bosses after you dodge an attack. It's waiting for their health bar to continue to go down, whereas like it's just the exact opposite issue in Elden Ring, where the second that you get close to an enemy, they immediately start going into their flip around 20 times, shooting projectiles at you combos. And his specific run, it's sort of a loose theme of using the heavy crossbow here, but I'm not sticking too closely to that. It's more like, hey, I just want to get back into a little bit of Dead Cells, but not like show off any of the new items. Just a little bit of a revisit to items, because I had somebody asking for that later. Here we go. All right. Get back in here doing the same thing that I was before. Minecraft is better than Elden Ring. I mean, I will say that I do like procedurally generated stuff more than like a big, huge designed open worlds, because then it doesn't really feel like you should be exploring every little corner of it. But, like I said, I think it ultimately comes down to preferences, and I just like a more linear experience over one that is gigantic. A lot of Elden Ring ended up feeling like they mixed every one of the Souls games into a giant pot and then like threw that pot at my face, where just like everything was everywhere. I thought I saw a teleporter there. I don't know what it is. I don't know what I was looking at. Anyway. Oh, it made me realize, oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff. There is a ton of stuff. Not a bunch of interesting things necessarily, but there is, hey, if you're really into like just running around on in the scenery trying to see if you can find anything of interest, I think Elden Ring does a pretty good job of that. Yeah, I would say so. Anyway, boo, bust out the pole. The pole's there for healing. It is a healing pole. 1% heal on hit type of thing here. I don't know if taking 2 times damage on the counter for that is necessarily a good thing for me. But yeah, no, that's the Elden Ring review, I suppose. I gotta say, probably not gonna end up like getting super deep into that game or anything in the same way. Maybe if I ended up, I don't know, like having an idea of where I was going, like once everybody sort of maps out the entire game, that could be more interesting. But even then, the bosses, I still think I just don't want to spend that long learning how to play them. It is okay. I don't know. I feel like Caelid wasn't even that bad ultimately. There were other late game areas that I was more frustrated with, let's just say. Caelid you can just go into very early. Yeah. It's needless to say though, it is not the easiest place to get into or get out of after you get into it. I appreciate that though. Gives it that sort of non-linearity. It's just also sort of directionless in how it worked. And there were a bunch of different cool things in Elden Ring too, about like how you could have alternate early ways to get into some of the areas. Like, hey, you don't want to go to this castle to fight the big boss or whatever? Well, if you look around, you might be able to find a path to just kind of bypass that entire thing. I mean, you still probably end up fighting it later, but you can see some stuff later in the game without just taking the back entrance. Oh my god, what a terrible combination of stuff. But hey, this is why I got the necromancy in the first place. There we go. One does not simply roam into Caelid. I mean, but you should though, because you can get some really obvious upgrades for your flask very early on. Well, comparatively early on. I don't know if you're even going to be able to have, say, the health to heal up to like make your +5 flask actually worthwhile. Like you're just going to heal full regardless. But you can do that before you even fight the first major boss in the game if you want to. I didn't. I fought the first major boss at level 2. So, but that was again also after I learned their flip around 20 times move so that I could get some hits in without getting torn in half. There is a boss later in the game that literally does flip around in the air like 5 times. I am not actually exaggerating about that. He jumps up in the air and flips around 5 times while firing off projectiles at you. It is not even an exaggeration. But, you know. Boy, they are... It was the same thing that I did with Code Vein. Where, with Code Vein, what I wanted to do was I really wanted to go with no partner. They have like an entire partner system where you can take your buddies out with you to fight with you. And I really tried to do it without that. But then when I got to the dual boss fight in that game, I was just like, okay, just give me the like naked girl in filthy rags with the scythe, and she'll tank all the hits or whatever. I don't want to fight this. I don't want to spend 10 hours fighting this boss like I did Fish Hatsune Miku, which was a boss in that game. It's called the Invading Executioner, in case you're looking for it. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Helicopter boss is the best kind of boss. I mean, once again, very cool. A huge variety of attacks. FromSoft, please stop putting bosses in your games that are just complete. Please stop putting multiple boss fights in your games that are like, here's a completely different boss from the one you're just fighting. Yes, you have to fight both of them at the same time. Yes, you have to fight both of them in the same fight. Yeah, boss kind of demand that you... I mean, it's not even summons do that. It's just because bosses will kill you. Oh, I want to use a pure nail. I like the pure nail. Oh, well. Bosses will kill you in a single combo. So, like, they're very punishing. And since they do many combos in a row and restart their attacks much quicker than they do in other entries in the series, that they're really planning for you to have a distraction for you to deal good damage against them. And I don't know. At some points in time, it just felt like it was too easy. I guess I was using one of the most overpowered summons. But then, it's like, I don't know. It's very hard to tell what level and what's like level of preparedness you should be at a lot of points in the game. But then that's an open world game, you know? Also, stop having every second boss chop off their appendages. What do you mean? That is a time-honored... After, I guess, the FromSoft devs stopped having every character have their eyes covered for whatever reason, they wanted to have some other theming. So they had, like, self-mutilating bosses. A lot of self-mutilating bosses. Kind of weird. Maybe that actually fits into the theme of Elden Ring, but I'm going to be honest, I didn't really understand the story that well. I'd love to say I did. I didn't. I wouldn't even say mental health, considering that most of them get significantly more powerful after chopping off their arms. But such is the way of Elden Ring. Hey, you can't have a weak point if you get rid of it. Am I right, kids? That's how that works. Anyway. I'm not going to go into too much more detail than that, though, needless to say. Still a very new game. Okay. Oh, but yeah, you want to make me fight some of those optional super bosses? I don't. I had a hard enough time with the final boss alone. There we are. And there we go. Okay. Still, though, it's just like, I didn't need that anyway. Anyway. Man, I am fully in on survival right now, aren't I? I guess it's working. Oh, and I didn't get the 60 kills. I was like 1 away from getting the 60 kills. Ah, how disappointing. That's good at least, though. I'll take that. As much as I don't want to get malaised up too much because this is just going to cause enemies to spawn relentlessly to me. Ah, it's fine. End up taking Midas Blood. I should be able to make that money back real easy. Okay. I mean, yes, that is sort of what the plot is. I'm not even going to repeat it, but yes, that is sort of what the plot is, but also... this is like so many. If you want to do a lot of speculation on what is the true nature of the Elden Ring, well... I think that this game is a lot better than, say, even Bloodborne. Than like Bloodborne in terms of giving you a very vague story to pick apart. Bloodborne was a game that was a lot about like trying to figure out a timeline of when things happened. This one is like, I don't even understand how the basics of these things work right now, which is much more in line with the Dark Souls type of deal. Okay. Kurt and Oker. Good enough. All right. And your character comes from the dead, beyond the fog, the lands of human Midgar. Oh, I see. Yeah, like probably though, right? Like, look, the inspiration is not really, it's not really a surprise there. Okay, maidenless. I mean, no surprise. No, I don't want to spoil anything in the game. Well, yeah, there's also... I just went for the standard ending in case you were wondering. I tried to do one of the side endings, but I think one of the quest lines just auto-fails if you go too far in it. I don't know. It does. I do whatever. Look, it doesn't matter. I beat the game. I am satisfied with that. I don't want to spend 4 hours trying to learn another boss, please. Please stop making me spend 4 hours. I swear to God, FromSoft, if the next game is as hard as this one, then I'm not gonna play it. Please. Have mercy on me. It takes so long to learn these bosses. Okay. All right. Would you recommend Elden Ring for a first FromSoft game? I mean, do you like open world games? Then probably. I mean, from what I said, I think yeah, it's pretty well polished. It's certainly a lot more polished than a lot of AAA games that I've seen, and I might not be into the open world stuff, but if you are, it's got a lot of good stuff there. Keep yourself open to to summoning other players to help you, though, because you might wanna do that. just saying that one right now. It gets pretty brutal. I had to skip your video so I could finish my blind playthrough. I mean, I'm trying to like go super not spoilery or anything, talking in very vague terms, but I don't know. Hopefully that was not spoilery enough, because I don't want to spoil anybody's experience with it, of course. Yeah, I think I'm good. Let's do this then. Hey, start Dark Souls 3 before Elden, and haha, find the Nameless King, eh? Have fun. Hey, if you can take down the Nameless King, you can probably go solo against plenty of the bosses in Elden Ring, I'll tell you that. I mean, hell, first boss in the game is not entirely dissimilar to how that guy works in a lot of ways. Oh boy. Elden Ring is... Oh. Yeah, sure, let's do it. Why not? I like the bank. Why would you ruin somebody's first souls with summons? Have you played Elden Ring? Oh, man. Oh, boy. Elden Ring is a take on Norse mythology's one interpretation, cleaner 1-1 parallels, take on riding buses. You have to pay to get on, and you can't wait to get off. Okay. Yes, that is kind of how I felt about the game, but come on. I don't know. Looking at it very objectively, I do think it's a quite good game. Still not going to be my favorite Souls game by a long shot, I'll tell you that right now. The amount of molding that happened over the course of that series, whether on screen or off, is kind of incredible. Now, I wonder if this means that I'm not going to have the extra curse chest. Well, maybe I will anyway. Who knows? New DC level that I haven't seen yet? Yep, it is a new one, in fact. I'm going to do it. I want that 2 times damage. And you know what? Take this instead of the... that's a new item rather than this. Yeah, this is new in the latest update, the All You Need Is Money update, currently in beta. If you're playing on like console, you might not get it for a little bit. But I've been messing around with it for some time. Oh no, don't. Yeah. Oh, teleport me away from here, please. Okay. Good. At least I got rid of that. I just don't want to try and fight these things with a curse, and definitely don't want to fight one of the higher level ones. I think that curse is going to be the only stat in the level. Well, that's okay then. Hey, that means I'm not really losing anything compared to... Uh-oh. Kind of surprised that didn't kill... that I did not outright kill him. As long as I'm not losing any stats by going in here, I don't mind. That's the real thing. There we go. All right, there's the curse then. As always, the curses are the scariest part of... Ha! Got him. Scariest part of the game. Just the game entirely. Hey, nice. And then 2 times damage working out well for me. Oh, didn't quite kill him, but that's okay. Yeah, working out well for me there. Ah! Nobody's attacking me, so it's fine. Okay. Hey, those are traditional spikes. Those aren't the cyber spikes. Don't really see them a whole lot. And there we go. I don't know what that does, but I'm still doing it. Okay. Anyway. So satisfying when the enemies kill each other. You never really get it to happen too often, do you? The whole enemies falling on top of each other. But even on bosses, for example, Hand of the King, you can get that to happen occasionally. It's pretty great. New gold mutations are awesome. I really like them. I think Midas Blood is a very, maybe like a little bit too easy way to get extra money. I'm sort of surprised that Motion Twin continues to allow that, but I ain't gonna argue. Oh boy. Let's see if I can... Yeah. I don't even want to... I know Elite would clear out more melees, but I'm not even concerned about that right now. I'm just concerned about surviving. Yeah? Oh, just you. Okay. Have you seen the new Risk of Rain 2? Yeah, I want to do the new Risk of Rain 2. I was kind of waiting to finish with Elden Ring first, and then I want to go back to the classic series. You know, if we're going to do a little bit of just chatting about my final thoughts on Elden Ring and everything like that, I wanted to do that in Dead Cells, because after all, you know, this game, something about this game entirely just works very well for a just chatting type of stream for me. Which is silly that we are talking about Dead Cells for that, but you know. I think it's also... Okay. It's also good for that. But like, yeah, I'm definitely planning to play that. After all, I was actually doing a decent... Get out of here. Torch? I do like Torch, but no. I was actually planning on doing a... what was I... Now, I can't even remember what I was going to say again. This could be good. In fact, I'll take that instead of the powerful grenade for now, just so I don't die. In fact, I'm just going to sell the powerful grenade. I'll take a different set of items here than usual. Yeah, just chilling. Yeah, but it's like it's Dead Cells. You wouldn't really think that this would be just chilling. But anyway, what was I saying here? I've entirely forgot. I forgot. Whatever. I forgot. Anyway. No, not this one. No, one away from 62. Nice. Wait, I think I'm going to be going into the boss next, so I don't know if I'm going to have a 60 kill door. Whatever. Oh, yeah. I was going to say, I've actually been playing a little bit of off-screen Risk of Rain 2 as of late. Got mastery levels on... Nah, I do want this. I got mastery levels on a whole bunch more of the characters. Well, on a bunch more of the characters. I got it on Acrid, and I got it on both Acrid and Multi. Multi, in fact, I was able to get very far into, so that was fun. Tried to do a little bit more eclipsing with the mercenary. Didn't get much of anywhere, let's just say that. I still do not like the final boss. Let me tell you, when I end up playing that on stream, I'm probably just going to do looping instead. Yeah. No, they got a leap there. I didn't even know that. Okay. After 2,000 hours, Dead Cells just becomes chilling. And I'm sure, like, Elden Ring would become that, too, if I end up playing that game for 2,000 hours. Just because I was saying, hey, that game might have been difficult. That did not stop me from beating many of the bosses without summons or anything. It just got to a point where I'm like, okay, I just want to get to the end of the game already, please. I can't spend this much longer learning bosses. It's so taxing. It's just exhausting. I'm losing my willingness here. Okay. Yeah, 2,000 hours. When you think about that, where it's like you can only be super stressed out doing something for so long. At least I got rallied up a lot of that and then didn't. Cool. Okay, well, let's see if I can do this without dying. I also see that I do have the level 3 version of the guy here, which is great. You know what? I'm actually going to do this. Let's keep it nice and safe here. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's like even if you're like doing hardcore football, I'm sure those guys are trying to think about what they think of Elden Ring 2 right now. If you're like spend your time, if you spent like 5,000 hours doing ballet You're probably also thinking about what you think about Elden Ring right now, too. It's a universal, oh, watch out. It's a universal thing, I believe, Elden Ring. Okay. There we go. Not ideal in how that worked, but good enough. Those level 3 guys are real annoying. Ah. Yeah, still a slow weapon. Never forget about that. Also, give me the gold. I have like, what, 20,000 gold right now? Yep, that's enough to go get the potion charge, which is what I was hoping for. There we go. Healing 2 on top of that. It's looking pretty nice. Not ideal, once again. This is not the position I want to be in. It's good, though. It is a perfectly acceptable position. Anyway. But then, aside from that, I still, of course, do have plenty more things in Dead Cells I want to do, too. Plenty more things I want to do. Not how I want to do that. Plenty more things I want to do in general on the channel. I just wanted to finish up Elden Ring first. 2 charges? No. We'll see. Maybe. I don't know. It depends on how the game's going to do me. Obviously, up until this point, I haven't found the Mimic, so... Oh, get out of the way! Well, great. Now it's a level 3 one again. Yep, can't get away from that. Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Dead Cells. Okay, I think this run is going a lot better than some of the previous ones. Let's finally get one here where I'm not dying all the time, because that was sort of embarrassing. Well, anyway, I guess we missed the first boss, but don't worry, it wasn't that interesting, I would say. Necromancy doing me pretty good, along with just Midas Blood entirely. I mean, look at that, like almost 50,000 gold right now. This is... Those gold mutations are really a sight to behold, aren't they? The just sheer amount that they are healing and everything like that. Or that they'll give you in terms of money. I'm still surprised that they haven't changed up the Midas Blood mutation at all in the time that they've been working on this one. The tantrum. Okay. I don't know. I guess going back to what we were talking about before. I don't know. I thought I was molding. It's like it was just like me having a little tiny baby tantrum every single time I was playing Elden Ring on stream, which is why I like the YouTube series a lot more. Even though I'm not going to say that it's entirely free of molding. It's just you don't see me like crying like a little child every time I lose against the boss constantly. Hey, one of some of the nice things about streams is that they're not meant to be permanent content, so I can kind of vent about stuff occasionally, right? Right? What is molding? It's a combination of the word mad plus balding. It's a Twitch nonsense. It's like if I said I was getting Madge or something. Oh boy. At least, yeah, Necromancy once again doing me very good. God, I'm glad we don't have old version of something. Okay. The second one, the stream was the only one that felt like an act of violence against you, chat and the VOD watchers. Oh, come on. Was it really that bad? Nah. Man, I'm glad I deleted all those VODs, though. But yeah. Man, I'm gonna make a solemn swear right now. I'm gonna never like mauled that much at video games again, because Jesus. You gotta rein this stuff. I mean, sure, they might be meant to be temporary content, but you gotta rein it in to a certain extent, right? Oh boy. Oh, the Elden Ring experience. You think so? I'll try. I guess I won't promise anything. Stop getting mad at video games. Anyway. I think Tex has a lot of survivability with new mutations. Yeah, I mean, with like the gold. Yeah, with the gold stuff, that actually might work out pretty well. Hard to say. How much hair is left? None. None. I'm totally bald. Finally. You don't know what are you going to force me to play next? Because we'll see. Why not just tell me right now? After all, now with Elden Ring done, should be getting should be getting out of the current game lists soon enough. Elden Ring was on there after all. Okay, 21. Oh, come on now. Oh boy, oh boy. I'm get that much close to figuring out. I mean, we just did that huge AMA thing while we were kind of getting back up to this point in the game. So I suppose that you probably have plenty more information about what I look like now. My likes, dislikes, whatever you want to say here. If you're still trying to figure out if I am truly a person or some sort of intelligent AI built to play video games and get mad at them. Yeah, we'll see, though. I don't think anybody's ever going to find me, because I don't leave the house. But, you know, aside from that. God. Gold plating was super broken for a while and it's still powerful. Yeah, that's what made me. That's what I was thinking when you said like it's. And he plans on Nier Automata. Yeah, I actually got a full series on it. I gotta say, not a huge. I like the first half of the game. Not a huge fan of the second half, but there is a full series in case you're looking for it. I did all of the endings, A through Z, baby. Didn't show all of the side quests and everything on camera, but I did end up doing them. Take that, then. Woof. Played the head cells. I'm 5 boss cell. I don't think AI can comprehend the chaos. I don't know. Chaos I can at least deal with a little bit more. I was talking before. It's just like I'm sitting here mulding about Elden Ring then, too. So, what are you even going to say? Oh, great. Okay, good. Whew, thanks. Gonna take a look. Yep, I thought that series was kind of halfway decent, even though, yeah, like I said, I wasn't really a huge fan of how the second half of the game went. I sort of preferred the first half, but if you know the game, you know, kind of how it ends up going. I played Last of Us? No, I haven't actually. Oh, and I need to find you. I can see you sitting in a chair right through the window. No, you can't. I would see you right now. I have, the place I'm sitting is right next to a window, right? God, do I even want to take the curse chest? I think I want to keep it safe right now. We'll see. Keep it simple. Keep it not me having to do another run up to the same point again. Don't get me wrong, I want the stats. Everybody always wants stats, but I think there's a certain point where you have to say it's not worth it. I'm inside of you walls. Hitting the back walls of me, eh? I see. Okay, but trust me, I know if you were inside of these walls too, considering how thick they are. But yeah, I know. Even when like Last of Us 2 was coming out, I was taking a look. I was actually watching playthroughs no, I can't remember the name of it. Days Gone instead. I remember that very specifically because it's just like everybody talking about that game, and I'm just in here like, oh man, let's see what Deacon's doing. What's the Deacon up to? But yeah, Slumbering Curse is the worst in the entire game. The Slumbering Curse? I don't know. All of his chat is inside the walls. All's the computer, more like. Come on. Come on, you know what I want. Actually, I would want some of that. Oh, well, that's that. Actually, I wouldn't hate, like, getting a tombstone, but I'm not going to take it. Let's just keep going on with more of a traditional route. I don't want to keep this one I don't want to have this one be a super difficult sort of route at this point in time, considering how some of these runs have been going up until this point. Current game list is broken. It's always broken. The problem with the current game list is that for whatever reason, Google deigns it as being like unshareable content. I have no idea why, and I can't get them to stop looking at it like that. It feels like every single day I have to send in a new manually review this. And then by the next day, it's already broken again. The only games on there right now are Akane on stream and the King's Quest episodic remake. Don't want to be difficult when you go to the cavern. I feel like I can deal with the cavern a little bit easier than some places now, especially because I'm using a ranged weapon. It's fine, really. I'll be able to kind of snipe all of the demons out of the sky pretty easily. At least that's the way I think it's going to go. Ha! Actually got it. And grab that too. Whatever. Grab that there. It doesn't matter. Okay, good, good. Yeah, no, this isn't too bad at all. Oh yeah, ongoing series, Sexy Brutale, Aegis Rim, and some other third one that I'm going to be playing for the next stream. Where I'm going to do an entire race on my own without any competitors, and I'm going to finish up that series. There's a few other things that I got that are going to be going on too. I want to do Baba's You New Adventures, as well as... Couldn't even rally that. I want to do Baba's You New Adventures, and then I want to also do a proper series on 2. So... that'll be coming soon enough, in case you're looking for it. Did you finish Baba? I finished it on my own, but I haven't done a series on it just yet. The Baba's You New Adventures is like a pack of levels that came out with the level creation update that was late last year. And I ended up playing through all of it on my own and partially on stream. Then, I don't know, I just want to do another series on that. I think it's a really good game. And I think some of those newer levels are also really interesting as well. Yes, the 2 stream on Tuesday. Yep, I'm planning to do the rest of 2. I'm not really planning to go back and play Crazed, but I want to at least do it full on 2, because I like that style of game. It's the sort of like surrealism that it has is as always pretty fun to me. Even if it might be hard to watch for other people. Or, you know, maybe not something a lot of people are very interested in. It's not going to be too long anyway. Right, come on. Give me an upgrade. Give me an upgrade. Just one. One singular upgrade. Did I miss it or something? Or am I just not getting this? Wait, do you like the 6 levels added to the base game? I haven't actually done those. I do know where they're at, though. I ended up looking that up. But, didn't finish them yet. When is the Persona Rim podcast continuing? There's already actually 5 more episodes that I just need to go review the footage of before I render them and then put them up on the thing. In fact, I should probably just go put the next 2 up, considering that they are of a similar style. One leads into the other. Which is, of course, Renya Goto's episode, and, well, it's Shu Amaguchi's episode, and then following into Renya Goto's episode. So, if you know about Aegis Rim, you know what the first half of Shu Amaguchi's storyline is. That's the one where they do the thing, but that's neither here nor there. And then, of course, there's the very similar... Similar? There's the very similar... You know, I'm going to stop saying it. There's also a very similar thing with Hijiyama in the second half of his thing. Anyway. How's Japanese doing? I mean, I'm as of right now, I'm not really doing... I still got to go finish, of course, all of the stuff related to... I still got to go finish all the stuff related to finishing up the transcript for Persona 5. I've been putting that one off since I finished that series last year. But aside from that, I've still been doing flashcards and everything for vocabulary, so that's as good as it's ever been, I suppose. Don't review them. You're going to send some of the best crepe recipes. That's... Oh, man. Some of the stuff I get rid of in there are just the stupidest things, where I'm just like, why did I say that? I'm getting rid of that one. Or, you know, more specifically, more importantly, is when I like am talking over the second guy way too much. That happens. And, you know, I don't really do a whole lot of collab stuff or anything, so my ability to not just speak over people constantly is kind of bad. Oh god, if I ever actually do like real collabs with people, that's gonna be a nightmare. Where it's just like, oh, I'm sorry I didn't stop speaking for 10 minutes. Please excuse me. I'm used to doing stuff solo. But, you know. Shu Amaguchi. Yep, that's when, you know, we truly start to get like the first hint of a true storyline rather than a bunch of disparate situations going on. And I gotta say, well, okay. Second guy's trying to say something, you keep talking. Oh god, I remember when we first started doing doing stuff together with the witness. It was horrible. I apologize in the comments. It was so bad. I think I'm doing better now, but you know, I don't know. I have a hard time just not interrupting people when I'm talking here. It's S-H-U Hamaguchi. Come on. But yeah. And it's like and you know, the parts you're seeing are the ones where I'm trying to edit some of that out. Well, that's why I review these episodes. That's why I'm doing it in the first place. But yeah. Go full weeb and try and move to Japan. That's not gonna happen. Aren't they still on lockdown right now? What I've heard, there's a lot of people that have been like trying to. There's a lot of people that have been trying to, like, you know, schedule trips and whatnot there that haven't been able to, at least just yet. Besides, it's just like, well, how am I gonna, if I can't find a job here, how am I gonna go find a job in Japan? Well, maybe the fact that I can speak English would be something. Probably not. No, that's not going to happen, though. Besides, I'm not that committed to learning the language. I'm just kind of doing... I started learning Japanese in the first place because I was unemployed. And I'm just like, well, I want to do something useful with my time. Open up for business and diplomacy, but not for tourism. Yeah. That's why I'm probably still hearing about that. Ooh, close. But, yeah, I mean, it's like, that was, look, I said before that every time I try to do anything like really big, for example, open up a YouTube channel, it's always because I've been unemployed for a while, and I'm just like, well, I gotta do something. It's something that comes up a lot in my life because I'm bad at being employed. I'm sure there's more than a few people in chat right now that can relate. Pick up a new language, kids. It's not really worth it. Japanese is so difficult. It's so extremely difficult. But, I don't know. I'm doing it. Alright, what do I even want here? Because I probably want to get rid of the Giant's Whistle for the giant fight. Usually not super helpful there. But what to get instead? Teleric Shock? Should still hit stuff, right? Oh, let's just do the Cluster Grenade, sure. Alright, 139,000. That is the power of Midas Blood. Check it, y'all. Man, what an enormous amount of gold. It is... That is the power of some of these mutations, though. Consider remote work in the future. If I could get a job, I would love to. I would love to do remote work. Because, like, yo... One thing that I've really excelled at in the past few years doing jobs is just data entry nonsense. And it's like, man, I can do data entry like you wouldn't even believe. Observe the Persona 5 transcripts. You'd think you wouldn't really need to be in the office for that, but It's also a lot of fun, particularly if you're into Japanese stuff. I mean, yeah, to be fair, I'm not somebody that watches like a lot of anime or anything. I mean, I don't even play that many Well, I used to play a lot of JRPGs in the past, but I kind of fallen out of love with them, I'm sure, as people have noticed. So it's like, I did beat anime, though. Yeah, I watched all of the anime. Does data entry not numb your brain? Do you zone out? I actually just, like, listen to podcasts. Or, when I was doing, like, the transcripting stuff and everything, I would watch streams. Of course, that's why what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to, like, actually... Ugh. That's why what I'm trying to... I haven't really been as diligent in trying to actually learn the damn language, doing the transcripting as I should have, which is why I'm trying to make more of an effort of... really, really paying attention to it now, rather than just sort of doing it mindlessly and being like, it's probably going to work out okay anyway, right? Okay. I'm noticing that I'm somehow getting less damage doing the charge attacks. Weird. Whatever. Okay. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to make sure that I'm not going to die to this, at least. All right. Finishes Final Fantasy 6, 9, and 15. Well, that was because people wanted me to finish it. That, I was more or less commissioned to play those games. With money. There we go. I mean, I've also played Elden Ring just recently, and I'm playing Aegis Rim right now, and Persona 5. I Phantom Dust? What other JRPGs have I played on the channel? There's so many. It was still your choice. Yeah, but even though it might have been my choice, I finish up all the series that I do. It's a point of pride, Boy, do I miss PS1, PS2 era JRPGs. I don't know. I've even been playing PS1, PS2 era. I played, Final Fantasy... it's not just 6, 9, and 15. It's 6, 9, 12, and 15. Because, the 12 and 9 were on that list, and... 12 was okay. It was my favorite, though. But, I don't know. I've been doing it. I don't know. I like nice and easy office jobs that I just listen to a lot of podcasts during. Those are my favorite kind of jobs, and usually the jobs that I have gotten in the past few years. Yeah, it's Final Fantasy 6 and all the ones nobody cares about. Hey, come on, people care about those ones. No, weird. Seems like he just stopped for a second. Whatever, get more money, I guess. Get that critical hit. Wow. Giving me a lot of opportunities to hit here. Good. When you're younger and much more willing to overlook the flaws of JRPGs. I don't know. It's weird. I don't really know why exactly I fell out of love with JRPGs. It's not like anything's super different. I don't know. Couldn't really tell you. Rally, at least. There. It's right hand of the king. You're simply a tool for getting us more money. I do need more money. Man, I got so much money now, by the way. Does Pokemon count as a JRPG? Yeah. Yeah, I would consider it that. It's definitely got, all of the major points of it, even if it is a little bit different. Yeah. Basic turn-based battling and everything. But then again, I haven't played a Pokemon game since Pokemon Red. So, I don't know if my opinion really counts too much regarding Pokemon. It's been so long. It's been so very long. Boomer. Shut up. Whatever. What was your first Pokemon game? Pokemon Pearl or something? You think you're that much younger than me? Anyway. But yeah, I also just really like super surreal RPGs and everything too. When I was much younger, one of my favorite of the JRPGs was like Earthbound. So seeing that be like a super huge influence later on was actually pretty great on a lot of indie games. Because I remember, yeah, playing it back in the day, that it's like, yeah, that game's great. That game is a weird parody of of normal RPG stuff, set in like a 1980s Americana, and I thought that was a very original thing at the time, and I think it's still a pretty original thing now. Okay, this is live gameplay. And I'm not just, this is not a rerun. I'm just sitting here reminiscing about RPGs that I like. But yeah. I mean, it's like, so, you know, that's always been the sort of game that I really preferred. Ones that have a very specific, like, original style to it, rather than the very often that you would see sort of pseudo medieval. I can't believe I survived that. Pseudo medieval stylings that you know, a Final Fantasy or like a Dragon Quest or whatever goes into. And I haven't been playing a lot of those games lately. Although certainly Persona 5 would definitely be of that sort, but you know all the issues I got with Persona 5. I don't even feel like I need to go over them anymore. Here, I like the smoke bomb, but come on. Chrono Cross remaster. Chrono Cross I played, but I can't really say that I was like a huge fan of. Mostly because I do really like the original Chrono Trigger so much. And they kind of do the original Chrono Trigger dirty. You know what? If you played Chrono Cross, you know what I'm saying. So maybe I've always had like a little bit of a chip on my shoulder regarding that game. Even though I think that it's got a lot of excesses of the PlayStation era, you know, putting in countless characters just for the sake of padding out the character count. And, you know, having things be a little bit too long. But it also has some of the best pre-rendered backgrounds I've seen in any games. So, planted the chat member. Anyway. Check out yes, I have. I have played through Undertale myself. Only doing the pacifist ending. The regular and the pacifist ending. But then, I've also watched people play through the entirety of Deltarune's first 2 chapters so far. Those games are pretty damn good. Toby Fox is also still a very excellent composer, even if you don't take anything else into account. What about the Live Alive remaster? I was actually seriously considering playing Live Alive on the channel at one point in time, but didn't end up doing it, obviously. I don't know about the remaster. I'm still kind of two minds on the remaster right now, because I did like Octopath. I thought Octopath was very good, but I also really like the original style of Live Alive and like its original battle system. I don't know if they're going to keep that, but I'm guessing they're probably going to go with the Octopath gameplay, which the Octopath gameplay is really good, but man, the original Live Alive gameplay was something very, very unique. Even if it wasn't very difficult, it was unique in a way that I really enjoyed. It's not just what Chrono Trigger fans wanted to expect it as a standalone title. I feel like a lot of criticism would have been avoided. Yeah, but then again, there's a good chance that people would not even remember the game then if it didn't have the tie-in to Chrono Trigger. You know, there's always that sort of argument that it's like, it might have been better as a standalone title, but it might have also been much more forgettable if it was a standalone title. That its association with Chrono Trigger is why we all remember it to this day. You know how that is. Sort of one of those things where it's like I never really put too much stock in the idea of, well, it's not a good franchise game, because the thing is, it is a franchise game, and you have to kind of judge it as that, because that's, like it or not, it's an important part of what the game is. What is today's episode about? Oh, heavy crossbow, just chatting, butt stuff. Take your pick. Chrono Trigger is such a good RPG, though. They really did knock it out of the park with like design and everything on that one. That was Squaresoft at their best. Although I did really like Final Fantasy VI as well. I think that was also a very, 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 very well done game. Like the Super Nintendo ones are the ones that I kind of prefer the most. With like Final Fantasy 15 and the like Final Fantasy 15 I thought was actually really good. It's just from a gameplay perspective, it was so if it had like a better gameplay and a better main story, that would have been one of my favorite Final Fantasy games. Maybe one of my favorite RPGs I played. Because I really like the interaction with all the cast members and everything. And of course the game looked really nice and everything like that. But boy, the main plot was just nothing throughout that entire game. And the gameplay was kind of garbo. So that's kind of unfortunate. Still, though, each one of the characters still very memorable to me. Only Chrono Cross for its music. One of the 2 games I bought for the OST, being Suikoden 2. I was not a fan of Suikoden. I'm going to be honest, didn't get into Suikoden. I played the original game, and I was trying to play 2, and I don't know. It was just... It didn't grab me. The entire thing. You might like the Final Fantasy VII remake? You know, I probably would. Back in the day when I played Final Fantasy, I sort of felt like, well, if you look past the graphics, it's sort of just kind of the same Final Fantasy you played before. But I might appreciate that a little bit more now. Now that, you know, I'm more willing to look a little bit deeper into games rather than just it's a casual playthrough of stuff. I forgot to go buy the stuff. Whoops. Well, it's whoops-a-daisy. Well, that was my bad. Concentrating too much on talking about other nonsense here. Oh yeah, I don't have gold plating yet. Damn it, that would be the one that I want here. Maybe recovery can work. And then here, how about just like a lot of extra health? Yeah, there we go. It'll be hitless anyway. Yeah. Yeah. Chrono Cross's vision of just one of the people that worked on Chrono Trigger, so the visions of the Chrono Trigger creations did not always agree on what went into Chrono Cross. Yeah, sort of like the Star Wars thing, for example, where George Lucas was not the only person that worked on those movies after all. And I think for the prequels it shows, you know, that sort of deal. All right, let's do this then. Okay. It'll be hitless. This will be a hit of a run. Oh, well, whatever. Look, it's fine. It's, nah. Oh, boy. At least get rid of the easiest enemies for right now. Okay. Yeah. Keep on going here. I mean, you know, also speaking of like other JRPGs that I kind of want to play on the channel, there was, of course, Yggdra Union, which I played Riviera. And I got that game. Didn't really play through too much of it though. That was one that I've considered, but I'm also like, oh, it's going to be like 40 hours. And it's also one of those games that, you know, you can kind of mess up if you use too much of your resources or level characters in bad ways. So I don't know. I think it is. I think it's probably for the best that I didn't end up playing it. Still, though, if you like super anime games, any one of the Department Heaven games are just extraordinarily like chibi anime type of thing. It's fun. Right. Okay. Very unique, more obscure type of JRPG. How it did stuff. Keep taking them down, man. Come on. Still not at the final phase yet. Big burst damage does not work out in the way that you want to. A lot of this time, doesn't it? Just use the last one. Okay. We're almost there. Still not. Golem, though, thankfully, I can at least take out one hit with this weapon. Come on. Come on. Do the potion charge. There we go. Keep stunning him. Yeah, make this nice and easy. Okay. Stuns don't always work on bosses, but they do. They do occasionally. Yeah, okay. Well, that's fine. That's fine. Not the best fight, but not the best weapon for something like that. Big burst doesn't really work too well against a very endurance boss fight anyway. Chat was watching that fight very intently. Hey, thanks for the sub, Mokai Satome. I love you. But yeah, okay, there is the just chatting stream for today. Probably go back to doing some actual runs soon enough.